To the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
Batman is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
Hello and welcome into a Wumbo Wednesday here in No Man's Land. Welcome to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool.
Oh my goodness, it's
Captain Cool. Someone lose a grenade. Oh yeah. Make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at The Blitz Sports Radio, and on Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports. And while you're at it, go find us on the Twitch and the YouTubes. Right now, the Twitch is doing a little bit of wonky stuff, so you might not be able to watch us there yet, but we will get that all figured out later on. I'm pretty sure it's on Twitch's side, so it's not on us. You can find us at WZZN TV, or if you're going to find us on YouTube, which you should, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. If you want to join in on any of the conversations today, call us at 256-576-4977. And this first hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. And let me tell you, boys, we better remember that second hour sponsor as well, because it's a big day. It's a Wumbo Wednesday, and the guy that I'm talking to is one of the coolest, one of the chillest guys in sports radio. He is the Bandi Man. What's up, Bailey?
What is going on as they fall into the pit?
They're all falling.
On a Wumbo Wednesday. How's it going, Captain Cool?
It's going pretty good. A little scared, though. I look to my right. I see on CBS right now, I'm looking at Fort Myers, Florida, where I used to live, and it is completely covered in water. Let me tell you, I got family down there. I'm a little bit worried. I know my grandfather is safe. They're wiping off the camera as they do it. This guy, I don't even know why this guy's here right now, okay? He's literally standing in a flood-filled area. That's what we're watching. Category 4 hurricane going on, guys. It's spooky. That's what's going on, Bailey. What about you?
You know, it is spooky, but you know, I'm looking forward to talking a little more sports news today.
Of
a little
course.
bit of video game news, and making sure that all gets to you. That man behind the glass, keeping us on the air, our always reliable producer, Smokey Mike Huncho.
Hello, boys. Is that one Mr. Jim Cantor on the television over there?
Jim Cantor?
Yeah.
Nah, it's
Oh wait, you guys are watching the locals. You guys aren't watching the Weather Channel, are you?
Oh, it turned to the Weather Channel now.
Oh, so it must be Jim Cantor.
Somebody.
I mean, it was just a poor reporter in a raincoat just out there in the middle of it.
Well, you guys know Jim Cantor, right?
Yeah.
If you see Jim Cantor, you get the hell out of where you go.
Well, then it probably is somebody like Jim. Then, but
Jim Cantor, I believe, last was seen at what was it? Bonita Beach.
Oh, jeez.
Bonita Beach?
Yeah.
Where is that at?
That is
We talked about
actually
beaches a while ago.
pretty much dead center from Tampa Bay to the southern tip of Florida.
Let me tell you right now, this hurricane is literally circling where I used to live. It is actually ridiculous how close it is to Fort Myers. It is on top.
It is quite insane. As my old man and my younger brother, they live in Ocala, which is about an hour north of Orlando. And they're supposed to be getting the eye.
Oh, geez.
Like the eye is supposed to literally go across them, and it's like
That's what's going on.
It's like the eye's about to go over like Port Charlotte and Naples.
Yeah, it is really scary in Florida. So if you guys are listening from Florida, okay, if you found a way to listen to us, make sure you guys are in a safe area, because all of Florida is going to get a little bit of something, all right? So just make sure you're safe and you have the Blitz ready to listen to.
Well, I'm pretty sure my brother's listening to it in the truck because he's working today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he works for UPS.
Well, he better get his deliveries dealt with quick, because he's got to get out of there, man. He really does.
He's actually still. I talked with him this morning. He's scheduled to do work tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Geez.
Yeah, the Department of Transportation is what categorizes if they're able to go out and drive or not.
Well, right now it's extreme weather in Fort Myers. That's what the TV's telling me, and I gotta stop looking at it because I'll be talking about weather all day. But you let us know, let the people know where they can find us on our socials. Go.
Well, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Rose Scholar. The captain's at CPT Cool 420. Bandi is at B Lowry 2016.
Yeah.
The Blitz is at the Blitz _sports. boy, that is a hell of a storm surge on Fort Myers.
That's what I'm saying. It is on top.
Like I have the
Look,
one thing as a producer is you got to have the socials go
Yeah.
through for any type of breaking news, because it seems like 2 to 4 is a beautiful time for when breaking news decides to come out.
That is right. That is
So-
true.
Especially right at 4 o'clock.
Oh, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. As yesterday, we could have finished the show off with some hot breaking news, but no.
What happened?
Deadpool had to wait.
Oh.
Deadpool had to wait till the end of the show to make his announcement. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Polverine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to get into the main stories for today because I did involve one. Do you want me to keep hinting at it until the cool segment to where we go really into it, or you think I should just drop the ball?
I mean, if you want to say that, like, Shania Twain is still smoking like anything right now, that's fine.
All right. Well, today is Wednesday, a Wumbo Wednesday, September 28th, I believe. Yes, it is, 2022, and here's what you need to know in the Blitz. Today, the Yankees go on to beat the Blue Jays last night to finally, after all of this hullabaloo, because they were just going off at the beginning of the season and then they kind of started just scratching by. They've clinched the AL East. However, Judge is still stuck at 60, leaving us to wonder when he will pop those next 2 home runs. I'm looking forward to it, Bandi. I see you.
Well, they're going to make sure we see it, I'll tell you that.
Oh, they better freaking make sure. I will be watching the Browns game, and they better just pop it up on my stream and just say, hey, guys, Aaron Judge is a bait. I'm like, okay, this is something I can get behind.
I mean, are you sure? I mean, what if Brissett's about to make the game-winning touchdown, like 50 yards right downfield, wide open, then it cuts to Aaron Judge just fouling it off?
Oh, they're playing the Falcons, so I don't have too much. I don't have too much doubt that we might win that game. So moving on, Dak Prescott got his stitches off on Monday after a successful surgery on his right thumb. Although he may be all closed up, Mike McCarthy's still unclear whether he will be playing and when he will be coming back. It might be 2 or 3 weeks. Dak Prescott wants to get back out there. I know he does, but he's got a little bit of swelling going on in that thumb. So you got to make sure your quarterback's stellar. Plus, when you got a guy like Cooper Rush, the best quarterback in the league, I know it is true, you have a little bit of time to just kind of wait. Okay, we didn't expect the backup to win, at all. So him going on and winning 2 games this season alone, it's pretty security blanket style for him. So go off Cooper Rush. Moving on to another injury, we got Myles Garrett. Is still nowhere to be seen at the Browns practices, but he hasn't been ruled out against the Falcons this Sunday, and good, because Marcus Mariota is a little bit of a guy that likes to run. He runs. He's a very mobile quarterback. So we're gonna need a little bit of Myles Garrett, possibly. I don't know when Jadeveon Clowney is coming back, but I gotta look up on that. But I'm looking forward to this game because I don't get to watch too many Falcons games, that's for sure. But now I get to see the Browns go up against them, and it's gonna be quite the exciting matchup. Real quick, I'm going to check something because I might be right, I might not be, but I'm gonna check it real quick. Today's this weekend. Okay, what do we got? Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, okay.
Jinx.
Oh, hey, by the way,
that's-
it is the 10th anniversary of a certain report that came out in the Knoxville News Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which one? It's a cartoonish laugh that just makes me dread whatever he's
It's a
about to say.
Halloween one. It's a Halloween laugh.
This right here has got a hell of a press conference, and let's see. The press conference would be going. Let's see. If today's the 28th, the 2nd is Sunday.
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 I go over that bridge, dude. That's
You
insane.
boys might be a little bit too young for this one.
Possibly.
I might
But
be.
in the Knoxville News Sentinel, 10 years ago, the headline at the front page: "Student denies enema claim."
Oh, I've seen this headline.
He's like, no, I didn't have an enema. Ain't no enema.
No. You don't know what it is. You don't know what this one is about.
What? I don't. I know what what is it? An enema? I know what an enema is.
Yeah, but
I might not know what this one is, but go off, continue. Because I was going to segue into this weekend. By the way, the Browns and the Falcons will be on our sister station 97.7. Well, no, actually, I get them mixed up because somebody who does these calendars might get them mixed up. I think it's on. Is it on the Blitz?
No. The Blitz we have around the NFL coverage.
Okay, so on the Blitz, on this channel right here, guys, you can listen to the Falcons and the Browns.
No.
Sunday. What?
The the Blitz, the one that we are on,
Yes.
does around the NFL coverage all Sunday.
Okay, so it goes around the NFL.
Zone has Falcons.
Okay.
And then
The Zone has the Falcons and the Browns. I don't know. The schedule is a bit all messed up. But, yeah, like I was saying about that, the Browns and Falcons will be on our sister station 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Make sure you guys get a hold of that because that's going to be an enjoyable game. Continue, Sir Smokey.
well, this enema claim
Okay.
led to probably now Knoxville. There's been some great press conferences. I mean, you got the Bud Ford press conference when Lane Kiffin resigned, or not resigned, but when he signed with USC, and they called an emergency press conference to have Lane right in front of the Knoxville media when he's already taken the USC job. I don't know what. Have you guys ever seen that particular press conference and how weird that was?
I don't think I've seen the full thing, but I know which one you're talking about.
I'd be out of there. I'd just be gone.
Yeah. So anyway,
No looking back.
you got that. Then you got Dooley talking about Rommel after facing Nick Saban, that that they were the Germans and that Saban was Rommel. And any ring a bell? No.
A little bit.
But this enema claim became into a press conference. Sunday marks the 10-year anniversary of this one. Bandi, what fraternity were you in again? Or what fraternity are you part of again?
Pi Kappa Phi.
So you're not a Pike.
No. Thank
Because
goodness.
this happened to the Pikes at the University of Tennessee.
Oh.
Yep.
Butt chugging.
Chug, 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 chug. I like to need some butt chugging. It gets you drunker quicker. But this ain't no Tipsy Tuesday, so
Well,
we can't be talking about that.
Well, I mean, the kid proved it. If you look at what his BAC was.
Yes, today is the 10-year anniversary of the headline of Butt Chugging.
Let's go. Now, is that what really made butt chugging popular? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
That is really.
Yeah, that's what got the whole trend started.
Wow.
Was the Tennessee story?
It was
Never
the
would've
Pikes
known.
from Tennessee.
Sheesh, those Pikes, man, they know how to do it. They know how to party.
We do not here at Neighbors Broadcasting Company do not condone
Take it easy.
any type of butt chugging or anything of
Take
that.
it easy. Okay, butt
The
chugging is
opinions
not a
and reflections
God.
of Captain Cool do not reflect.
I'm going to say this, okay? This isn't like street racing, okay? Butt chugging is very much legal, and it gets you very much drunk, and you don't have to taste a lot of that crappy tasting alcohol. So go ahead and try it next time. Impress some friends. But, yeah, I mean, know that it's alcohol in your butt. It's going to get a little messy, okay?
God, you want to put things on a list I never thought I would talk about? This is one of them.
Chug, chug, chug,
Oh,
chug.
that's a hell of a way to start. Whatever the hell Wednesday you decided to call this.
Wumbo.
That's why I'm glad to say I'm not a Pike.
Neither am I.
Sheesh. Ugh.
I remember you had Pi Cap in the first two, but I didn't realize. I wanted to make sure that the alpha was not the third letter.
Yeah, that last one's a big difference.
Yes, it is. Most definitely.
Oh, jeez.
But we got a hell of a show with RJ White from Sportsline coming on at 3 to talk NFL lines coming up here because he is hot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I check on Sportsline, and I'm pretty sure this is how they do it, is putting in $100 per bet that you got there. In the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, he's over $1,000 over. Like, he's over 1,000. So
Man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I was going to bring him up in a second because we got a few NFL injury stories we got to get to with Myles Garrett, Tua Tagovailoa, Dak Prescott, and how these will change the outcomes of these games that are coming up this weekend. And I was going to say, hey, we're going to be talking to RJ White today, and it's going to get pretty intense. But then moving on from that, since the growth of pickleball is becoming a thing, even Huntsville is getting in on it because we're having, what is it, Pickle Land or whatever, something like that. We're getting a huge old thing. It's something in Huntsville. It's coming. I forgot exactly what it's called. It's like Pickle Camp. Camp Pickle, that's what it's called.
Yeah, Camp Pickle.
And it is actually a very huge place, and it looks really cool, but it's just dedicated to pickleball. But since it's becoming a thing, LeBron James is headlining a new ownership venture into a Major League Pickleball League. I mean, when you can't play basketball all your life, what do you do next? You play pickleball. And why not set up a little retirement league that involves pickles and balls, but minus the pickles and more just pickleball and kind of like low-key tennis, whatever. And then moving on, In Ryan Reynolds' YouTube video news, we learned a little bit about the new Deadpool 3 that's coming out in 2024 and who might just be popping up as a little cameo. And let me tell you, he may or may not have been in The Greatest Showman. That's all I'm going to give you for now, but we'll talk more about that
It might be
later.
It might be a little more. Might be a little more than just a cameo.
Well, no, he's just going to be straight up in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to say his name just yet because we're going to wait until the cool segment because I want to hear all you guys' thoughts and prayers on what that movie could bring into it.
Thoughts and prayers.
Is it going to be the first...
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, Deadpool 3. Is it going to be the first Marvel Studio Deadpool?
It is the first MCU Deadpool.
Okay. So, and I know they're going to keep it R-rated. They're going to keep it wacky, fun, Ryan Reynolds goodness. But now this one might just be the best because of these new characters they're going to bring in and maybe even bring back. And first off, this character has not been in another MCU film either, so it's just going to be two guys that are great superheroes in the past. Maybe more or less Deadpool because he's kind of a villain at the same time, but it's okay. But yeah, it's going to be awesome to see these guys pop up, and I know that we're going to have a fun time talking to... is Joe Hunk coming on this week?
Yeah, we got him scheduled for Friday.
Okay, we're going to have a nice little conversation with Joe Hunk, the guy from Nashville, and he'll definitely have something to say about all this stuff because I know he's got some things he can kind of look into and guess what would happen with the new characters coming into the MCU and what they will do. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Gabagoo.
A little bit of gabagoo. But yeah, there's a lot going down. Later on in the show, we're going to be talking about the Bengals game against the... Who are they playing? The Dolphins? Pretty big deal. We're going to be talking with RJ White about
the
that.
White Stripes or the white tiger.
Oh,
white
yeah.
Bengal tiger is coming out.
I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that during the cool segment, as well as a little bit of wonky stuff that went on in last night's Mets-Marlins game that you guys may or may not know about, but it was a pretty funky story, and I get to tell you guys everything. Bandi, what do you got to talk about today?
We finally have, the last patch of Warzone 1.
Oh, rest in peace.
Before Warzone 2 comes out, I'm going to go through some of the major weapon changes there, as well as Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat and Injustice, recently did an Ask Me Anything on Twitter.
Ooh.
So we kind of give a little bit of answers, maybe teasing what he might have planned for the future, and talking a little bit more about multiverses and Rick Sanchez's inclusion.
Sanchez.
And a little bit of Cyberpunk, because I've been playing a lot of that lately, and I love it.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the Ed Boon conversation because
I need that soundbite.
Because I feel like whenever you do a Ask Me Anything type of thing, it's definitely going to lead to, hey, what do you got going on in the future? And he's going to tell you exactly what he's got going on. But also, Rick Sanchez, speaking of him, I've been watching a little bit more of Rick and Morty. I watched 2 episodes today before I came in. And let me tell you, it's just as stellar as the last few episodes I watched. So I'm on episode like 7 or 8. So I'm having a great time watching that. But then I watched the Multiverses trailer for Rick Sanchez, and I was just like, I hate the marketing around the show. That's the one thing. I don't care for anything other than just the main show. I will not be playing Multiverses because of a Rick and Morty, as they say. But that's just me.
Yeah, I might give it a shot, but I'm not a fan of mages.
Yeah, might as well just stick to Smash,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play me some now viable Sora.
I love how we hyped it up. We hyped up Multiverse so much at the beginning, and now we're just like, yeah, it was good for a little bit. Now it's like Nickelodeon All-Stars or whatever it was called.
Hey, that might be a little bit of preview for next section. I might have a little bit to talk about that.
That reminds me, I got to play Turbo Golf. I ain't done that in a minute.
Oh, you're right.
By the way, I didn't tell you. I think I told Bandi, yeah. I finished all of the practice courses.
Nice.
3-starred them all.
Okay, how did you get past the one we were stuck on?
So were we stuck on the one with the Asian-inspired, thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Japanese inspired, not just like.
Well, I'm not gonna get too specific because I don't want to, go all over the cultures.
Well,
but
no. I mean,
look,
Japanese really has a distinct style.
All I said was Asian. Okay.
You said
all I
Asian.
said was Asian. It's all the same.
Ironically, we're anime fans. We should know this.
Look at him. I mean, he's getting so defensive.
I'm not,
that.
but I am an anime fan. I'm an anime fan. I wasn't going to get too deep into it, but because we don't know exactly what they wanted to have on that one. But actually, I learned exactly what to do on that course, which it still was a very hard task to do. I was going to say something else, but I don't know how far I could stretch my curse words. But before you get to those pillars, there's actually an area on the right where you can go off, and it's a shortcut. You always got to keep your eyes open.
Of course there is.
Even that one, though, was pretty tough to finish up. But I remember whenever we first started that one, you almost got it right off the bat, going the main way. So
You know what this reminds me of? Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker. Because here's what would happen. People would make a super hard level.
complex.
Or just super BS. Just kind of that thing. Just making it just all over the place. And then put a door right at the beginning of a level that's hidden off in a corner so they can just complete it. And because you have to complete your own level to publish it.
Jeez. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they would just make it super hard and super crazy for no reason and then put a door that's like hidden off somewhere at the very beginning so they can technically complete it.
That's hilarious. That's actually super smart. I like that.
So if Turbo Golf Racing does this, it might be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Turbo Golf Racing, you find a lot of shortcuts in that game. Okay, remember that other level whenever you were trying to go around and I didn't even tell you. I was just like going, driving, and then when I got past that little portal, I turned around and I went straight into another portal.
Yep.
That was great stuff. We had a lot of fun with that game.
You go to that short hole that there is a shortcut, but
Trees?
No. The main track takes you to the right, and then it's got like 5 big old stones.
You're talking about the one with the left, and there's a stone, and you can shoot it over like this, like little.
Oh, you can't shoot over these stones right here.
Okay.
Like, these are like 5, and they're all like in columns that have just like it's like a white picket fence without the boards across.
It's a short one though, right?
Yeah, it's a short one. It's like a 25-second one.
Is it like a waterfall?
It gives you a drop before you hit the hole and all that.
Huh.
But then there's this shortcut to the left that takes you all the way around and actually gets you a pretty clear shot of the hole.
I think we did that one.
Did we do the shortcut or no?
No, we did, because remember, we were trying to go to the right, and then it's like, oh, wait, I'm going to go off to the left. And I'm like, no, I've already been over there. There's nothing over there. It's just a wall. You're like, no, I'm going to go over there anyway. And then you just shoot it right past the gap, and then turns out it's a shortcut that wraps all the way around right to the hole.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, well, I guess you remember it. I guess I did it, and I guess everybody knows about it now.
Yeah, and you're like, look, Bandi, it is a shortcut.
Oh my gosh, that's some great stuff. I love talking about some Turbo Golf Racing, even though none of us have played it in the last 2 months or something. But go off, everybody. Just have a great time. But we're gonna hop into our first break of the show. When we come back, the Bandi Man's gonna be telling us what's going on in video games today. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Bailey Custom Boats. We knew our boats were special when we would stop at any outdoor store to stock up on supplies for a boat trip, only to come back out to the parking lot and see people standing on and around our boat and a confused sales rep telling them it's not for sale and they don't even have that type of boat. Fast forward a few years, and now you can buy your very own one-of-a-kind Bailey Custom Boat. We hand cut our wood from cypress we pull from the river in Mississippi. There's a lifetime warranty on the bill, faster and more maneuverable like a ski boat, and better fuel mileage than any pontoon on the market. With 350 horsepower, a Bailey Custom Boat will go 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. And our custom boats are Coast Guard approved for offshore and virtually unsinkable. We'll be showcasing our custom boats at different lakes over the next few weeks. Find out where at BaileyCustomBoats.com. On YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We're taking orders now for 2023 delivery from April to May. You gotta pay to play. BaileyCustomBoats.com.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing: helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University, just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of the Stanton Law Firm. Stan, I guess you are the Stanton in the law firm.
Yes, Wes, that's me, and we started the Stanton Law Firm so that myself and 4 other attorneys with me can help clients litigate, negotiate, and creatively solve legal and real estate problems.
Now, Stan, you grew up on a family farm in this area and have made a name closing on houses and land with your closing company, Jacob Title.
I grew up on a farm which used to be in the country. That, plus having closed on so many homes and farms, one of my colleagues started referring to me as a classic dirt lawyer. Now, I didn't know how to take that at first, that tag, but I realized that's exactly what I do and what I am.
And I know the attorneys at Stanton Law Firm are regular listeners, and we plan to have you on periodically. You and I have seen have impacted this community.
Stay tuned, and you may hear about friends like Steve Booker, Clarence Johnson, Thomas Boyd, and even a few of those offensive line hogs like Hoss Johnson, and maybe you remember some other of those guys too.
I remember Clarence Johnson. He beat us one year. He was unbelievable.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The safety oath. Repeat after me. I will safely bring safety to my facility and keep it safe. I will safely keep my people safe. I will put safety first in everything I do, and I will safely do so with Grainger. When you think safety, think Grainger. Grainger's got over 100,000 safety products to help keep our facility safe and our people safer. When it comes to safety, Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I'm your host, the Bandi Man, a.k.a. Bailey Lowry, joined on my right by Captain Cool John Abraham.
Hey.
And keeping us on the air, behind the glass, Smokey Mike Huncho,
Yeah, my God.
our always reliable producer.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my God, dude.
It's an MMA fight.
Oh, no. Some of those videos you showed us of just how much damage that hurricane is doing was insane. I mean...
Shark in Fort Myers.
I know.
Yeah, there was a shark in the neighborhood.
Sheesh. There was always a shark, though, when I was there.
But boys, like I showed you,
Land shark.
Jim Cantor, he's the one you always need to pay attention to because that is the man that the Weather Channel sends to the worst part of it.
Man holds on to them signs.
Yeah,
he just got hit by a tree branch in 100-mile-an-hour winds, by the way. Too.
Oh my gosh.
Man's an absolute beast.
Now, how much would it cost? How much for you two to do this job with the Weather Channel, where it doesn't matter if it's tornado, because he was in Huntsville, what was it, like a year and a half? No, it was like 2 years ago. He was in Huntsville, and everybody started crapping their pants because we're already Tornado Alley right here. So when Jim Cantor shows up, it's like, oh, crap.
Oh, my God, dude. So
that's like Waffle House closing level of that, which there's a boatload of every Waffle House in the west side of Florida is closed.
No way.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's bad.
No. So, okay, are we talking about, like, annually how much do we need to get paid?
Because you're doing tornado, you're doing hurricane, you probably do snow, you'll do it all. Any natural disaster that is rolling and that is like, all right, it's going to be right here. You've got to be in the full-on biggest beast mode part of it.
But other than that, is that all I have to do? Is it just go to the hardest, like, craziest storms and stuff?
You got to make sure you report on it, and you report on it with all the conditions going on at that particular time.
Okay. I'm taking at least $1 million a year.
A mil?
Jeez.
$1 million.
I was going to say
Bandi.
I was going to say 2K, like $200K.
No, $1 million to put my life on the line? Yes, at least $1 million a year.
It'd be a fun job, but you get to see a lot of different places with the water just like going crazy. You get
and you get all the bennies.
I could die.
You get all the bennies.
I'm doing 200K. I'm doing 200K a year.
I feel like you're not valuing your life enough.
I'm not gonna die.
If it also includes all the bennies and I don't have to worry about anything like that, 300.
Yeah. Okay.
300K would be.
Okay, so that's how we go right there.
All right, you know what? I'm not dying for at least $1 million a year.
Bandi values his life a little bit more than me and Smokey, and that's all right because
that's your opinion, Bandi.
Yeah, it's all fine. Because I wouldn't blame you though. Okay, if you're gonna get like stabbed by a loose tree branch while you're talking about the storm, I better get $1 million plus benefits.
Yeah, I bet he was glad the branch was facing this way and not right at him.
Yeah, vertical, not long ways.
Yep.
Horizontally, not vertical.
But instead of talking about hurricanes and natural disasters, we're going to talk about some video games for a little bit coming up here on the E Play-by-Play. Warzone final patch, and looks like maybe the final tier list for Dragon Ball FighterZ has come out. You're listening to the E Play-by-Play
on the Afternoon Blitz.
Time to catch up on esports with E Play-by-Play with the Bandi Man.
All right, so real quick on the fighting game front, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Pro Player Shanks has released his tier list for what is going to be the final patch of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, there is a rollback update that is going to be coming in the future, but the devs have said that that is not going to include any balance changes. They are done balancing the game and bringing content to it, which I imagine they're going to just focus on fighters too, but that's neither here nor there.
No.
But the top 4 characters in the game, unsurprisingly, Android 21 Lab Coat, the latest character. She got nerfed, but she's still incredibly good.
Let's go.
And the fusions, Vegito Blue, Gogeta Blue, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They have been ruling the game since basically Quick Tag got introduced, and that is not going to change. But what surprises me is who's right behind Gogeta, and also who's at the very bottom of the list. You have Janemba, and now Janemba is a very weird kind of character. He's big, so he honestly gets mixed up a lot easier than a lot of other characters do, say if you're shorter. And he's got a weird move kit. He's not a traditional character by any means. He doesn't have the standard or very quote-unquote universal combo routes that a lot of the other characters have. And he's got a lot of gimmicky tools that need a lot of time to master. But it seems like with the buffs that he's been getting over the last couple of patches of the game and its lifespan, and now that more top players are starting to use him more, he has shot up the tier list in a lot of people's eyes, as well as Android 17, who was regarded as one of the worst characters in the game for a long time. And now he's up here sitting just outside of the top 5. So I'm happy to see it from my boy 17. And at the bottom of the list, I'm glad, GT Goku.
Yeah, screw him.
GT Goku. Kid Goku, the one with the power pole.
Yeah.
The man who was a menace when he released in Season 3 and is now just way beyond a shadow of his former self. He doesn't have any of the tools that made him strong. His assist has been gutted. He's at the bottom of a tier list, and honestly, I hope he stays there.
I have to say, I have never heard of Janemba until I looked him up now.
He's a movie villain.
Okay, that's probably why I haven't heard of him.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool looking though.
One of the cooler ones. He kind of starts off as if you're familiar with Majin Buu, like that fat pink one. It's like he kind of starts off like that,
He's
like
a yellow version.
Yeah, like in a fat form, and then like he transforms and gets a sword made out of something. I don't know. Looks like jelly beans.
It's pretty cool, actually. He's like a reality warper. It looks like he changes up the reality and stuff with like blocks and crap. Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool, pretty trippy. I'm gonna give it a little watch. Which movie is that from?
Fusion Reborn.
Okay. I'll write that down in the book.
But you know what? Ed Boon, another fighting game creator of Mortal Kombat, held an AMA on Twitter recently. And what do you think the most common question was to the creator of Mortal Kombat?
Toasty.
That's not it would be a question if it was Toasty.
Toasty.
Yeah, there you go. But probably, is another Mortal Kombat in the works?
Yep. Is a most common question from a lot of people on Twitter. When is MK12? When is it going to happen? And a lot of his responses were, 1, we're not ready to announce when our next game is.
Got him.
I know you want to know, but it's not time yet. And you know what? MK11 was our biggest Mortal Kombat ever. I'd be surprised if we never did another one.
Oh, please don't do that. Please make another one.
Then he says, we aren't ready to announce our next game yet, and glad you want to see another Mortal Kombat, but we aren't ready to announce our next game yet. Sorry. So they're not ready to announce it, but again, there is a new game in the works. But they're not ready to announce it.
Okay.
But there's a new game. But you know what? There were some kind of off-the-wall questions, too. It's like...
You were trying to spam it and it disappeared.
You know, kind of some cool ones I wanted to kind of highlight. One of them was about a side game in Mortal Kombat called Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, which is kind of like a 2D kind of scroll and beat 'em up.
Shaolin Monks.
Yeah, Shaolin Monks was a good game, very underrated. But someone asked him, could we potentially see like a Shaolin Monks remaster? Or maybe Mortal Kombat 4 emulated finally?
Or maybe Mortal Kombat Karts 2. Remember whenever they did that in, what was it, Armageddon they had that?
Yeah.
Or was it 8? I don't remember exactly what it was.
I remember chess combat.
Chess combat?
Chess combat. That was like Harry Potter chess.
Was that in Mortal Kombat?
It was like in Mortal Kombat Deception, I think, or Deadly Alliance. I don't remember which one.
So many of them, but no, I remember the Mario Kart inspired Mortal Kart or whatever it was called. It was super fun.
But Boo responded to that saying, we've talked about this, but it's hard to fit in a big project like that and continuing to make our MK and Injustice games someday. I would like to see a Shaolin Monks remaster, though. Let him do that. And then someone asked him about Cyrax and Sector, who were noticeably absent from MK11 until recently, really the aftermath. I'm trying to remember. No, they didn't announce. They announced Sector, I believe, in the next update for the anniversary for Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of MK11 news, and they've had just so many updates to this dang game. But they're like, hey, Ed, Cyrax and Sector had amazing models, movesets, and voice actors in MK11. Can I ask what influenced the decision on having them not be playable this time around? Because they were not included in the base game. And then he said, what do you mean by this time around? You need to be more clear. I don't want to answer based on a description that general and open for interpretation. So you know what? He was right, because now they're going to be coming in the anniversary update. Or at least one of them is. I don't know about Cyrax. Sector, though, he's cool. He's a cool robot. And someone asked him, will we see anything at the Game Awards? And he said, I cannot give a yes or a no to that question, because obviously you can't reveal stuff that early. We got a while to the Game Awards.
It's true. The Game Awards is supposed to be a surprise, too, for a lot of these guys. So, I mean, come on now. It's a surprise.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Injustice 3, though.
I wouldn't either. I won't play it.
If I was
I am so down for Injustice 3. I'm down with something good happening for DC.
That's true.
Now, granted, I will say James Gunn and the Suicide Squad has been very well done, and the stuff they've done with Harley Quinn has been a whole lot better of what they had before.
Yeah.
But Injustice was a top-tier DC game. I want some more.
Yeah.
It was a very well-made game. I will say, from a competitive standpoint, I didn't like how it focused a lot on zoning and being away from each other, but I mean, a lot of people like that style, so a lot of people clipped the game, and it was very well made.
The story mode really was what sealed the deal, though. Like, I mean, it still had its good MK action. It wasn't any chippy or anything like that. It was the story mode, though. Going through the story mode, that was a good 5-6 hours worth of content. That was actually fantastic. It gives you a good bit of unlockables. And with what is going on with Black Adam and Shazam now being the main DC stuff, why not have it focused on them this time around?
Ooh. There you go. Smokey's hot take.
Yeah, I would like to see it. I like how Injustice did like the evil Superman thing and did it well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like how he killed Shazam, though.
And Wonder Woman just basically influencing Supes in certain particular ways.
Wonder Woman was she was not a good character. I can say that. She was not a good character in Injustice, both gameplay-wise and story.
Yeah, her gameplay-wise, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, Nightwing's all right. It's just his boomstick. I don't know what else to call it.
Boomstick.
The boomstick.
I seem to had a bad habit of picking the bad characters in the first one. Because I made the Joker and Lobo.
Oh.
Not Lobo.
Lobo was bad. Like, I mean, you were so reliant on the chains, like how Scarecrow was in 2.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, Batman had to be probably one of the smoothest that I've ever played. And then Superman was all right. He really wasn't that great in my personal opinion. But Robin, on the other hand, with them Schwartz, just did exactly. That was good stuff, Robin.
I'll have to show you some clips during the break of Injustice 1 Superman and how much of a problem that character was.
Oh, you're talking to Captain Cool, aren't you?
Oh, I'm talking to both.
Oh, I remember.
Injustice 1 Superman?
I have played every bit of Injustice.
Do you remember Injustice 1 Batgirl?
Oh. Supergirl's also another one I can't do.
Yeah, Supergirl, I don't know. She definitely felt like, because it felt they just did like a rework on Superman and Injustice 2, but it felt different enough to where it still felt unique, But there was still that thing. It's like, well, I could just also be playing Superman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Similar characters, just boy and girl. This is whatever.
She had flashier moves, though. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
Superman's very, very vanilla.
Yeah, that's the thing also. Soups was extremely vanilla in both Injustices.
Yep. Air dash laser. But Warzone, final patch. If you want to get your hands...
He sounds so depressed when he says that.
It's Warzone, man. It's coming to an end, man.
Look, I'm disappointed because I know how big of a thing Warzone 1 is and how big Warzone 2 is going to be when it launches. But at the same time, I don't like this game.
It's gotten bad. It's gotten pretty bad.
I don't know. It's like with each update, like in Modern Warfare 2019, it was fantastic. When it was just Modern Warfare guns,
Yeah.
Verdansk, everything was new.
Year one.
I mean, rose tinted glasses, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just felt great.
And it was definitely better than Blackout.
And then Cold War came out, and Cold War guns got implemented, and those guns were broken. And it's like, okay, now I gotta get Cold War so I can level up these guns so I can have a chance in Warzone. And then it's like, all right, I get that, but this isn't so bad. The game still plays well. And then Vanguard.
Terrible.
Vanguard ruined it. The 10 attachment guns, Serpentine, all the different changes. The loadout changes, though, in this patch are nice. I'll go over that. Cost is going to be decreased with each circle now. So, permanent change. But we got nerfs and buffs coming in for a lot of weapons on this patch. So, congratulations. If your gun is on this list, you got a buff.
Let's go.
Is that the squirrel cutscene?
No, that's Ultra Instinct.
Oh.
No, that's Drip Goku.
Drip.
I was thinking the squirrel in Family Guy, you know, where they pan to him and it's like...
Oh, the evil monkey?
Yeah, you're
Not
talking about
the evil
I thought you
monkey.
were talking about the monkey too, but that'd be a perfect sounder for the monkey.
No, the squirrel was South Park. That's what I'm thinking of.
Wait, the squirrel was South Park.
The squirrel that turns around and gives the evil eye.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to think. You think I'd know? I'm getting mixed
You
up with.
should know.
I'm getting
Right.
mixed up with other squirrels from different TV shows. I'm thinking about a squirrel from Adventure Time. I'm thinking about that one right now, but that's a different
No,
story.
this isn't. This is actually like a real squirrel. They just use like the face image, like you know how they do the changing of the faces and all that.
Yeah. So it's an actual squirrel that they animated the face with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty goofy.
Yeah, okay. So, but if your gun's on this list, it got a buff. And guess what? They buffed the World War II laser rifle.
Laser.
Major.
Let that sink in. World War II laser rifle.
So is that a thing that exists in real life?
No.
Okay.
They brought in a weapon from Advanced Warfare into Vanguard.
No.
Into Vanguard of all games. From Advanced Warfare. Why one of the worst ones? Bringing a gun from Ghost at least would have made a little bit more sense, but whatever. All right, but either way, it's getting buffed in Warzone. It's going to do more damage. It's got some of its attachments buffed. And the crossbow got buffed. The crossbow 2.
The crossbow 2.
Does it shoot faster? What does it do?
Just more damage.
Well,
Just more damage multiplier. So you know what? That's good.
That'll do, donkey.
The EM2 got buffed too. Cold War rifle. The FAMAS got buffed, which I'm scared of. When that was a close range nightmare. When Cold War came out. The AMAX got buffed. Sweet. M4A1 got buffed. The QBZ and the Odin. So a lot of love being shown a lot across of the games. But guess what?
What?
If your gun's on this list, it got hit with the nerf.
They got bonked.
The Automaton from Vanguard, thank goodness. One of the meta guns, very strong. The UGM-8, another one. A lot of nerfs, actually. Minimum damage decreased, headshot multiplier decreased, neck multiplier decreased, recoil increased. Oh my goodness, it got hit with nerfs. The Volk got hit with the nerf, and the M1 Garand.
I thought you were about to say the AUG. I was like,
No, I love the M1 Garand just as a weapon.
yeah,
I love the ping.
it's a classic.
And the Intra Burst, a Vanguard burst rifle. And guess what? We got more. The SMGs and pistols. This is the last patch for going crazy. But on this list, you got a buff. The MP40. Why? Don't buff this thing. It was already strong, but whatever. It's the final patch. Go nuts. The ISO, the Bullfrog, the CX9. The KSP45 and the Klauser pistol. And it got a lot of buffs, actually. Oh my goodness.
The Klauser.
Klauser might actually be one of the best pistols now if you run it akimbo. And nerfs. The Armaguerra 43 Armaguera, I think that's how you say it.
You got it.
43, the H4 Blitzen, the RA225 kind of got a little bit of adjustment, not really nerf or buff, just kind of in between.
Yeah.
And then the Vanguard PPSH 41. Thank goodness the meta was just running this thing around with a hipfire build, running circles around your enemy, not being able to be hit, and spraying them to death.
Said PP.
So now the hipfire has actually been, the hipfire radius has been increased, the minimum damage has been decreased, all the attachments to run that hipfire build have been nerfed. Have fun.
Let's go.
But we got one more set of changes.
I ain't gonna play it.
And this one, there's only one nerf on the list.
Okay.
This is for shotguns, snipers, and launchers. The Gurenko, which is a Vanguard sniper, has been nerfed. But all these have been buffed. Oh boy, we got a lot of buffs for these. The Pellington 703, the Cold War sniper, has been very buffed. The Rytech AMR, the AX50, the Dragunov, the Joker launcher, the Sigma 2 launcher, the 410 Ironhide shotgun, the combat shotgun. These are all Cold War shotguns. Oh my goodness. The 410 Ironhide, the combat shotgun, the Gallo SA-12, which is the Spaz, and the Street Sweeper Striker shotgun have all been buffed. So, oh my goodness, shotguns may be back in the meta for the last patch of Warzone. So this might be a crazy close quarters into the season we're looking at, or actually into the game. A close quarters into the game.
So is Warzone 1 going to just turn into Warzone 2.0, or is it just going to stay around afterwards?
To be honest, I don't even know.
Yeah, because they're going absolutely ham right here, and I don't know if this game's going to be too playable after a while.
I mean, what I'm excited to see, they took damage away from the PPSH, which was the best secondary in the game by far, the hipfire build, and they put a lot of power into the shotguns.
Yeah.
So this could be a very interesting end of the game meta, and I'm looking forward to it.
I don't mind the shotguns, okay? The shotguns need to be powerful, but the thing is, the maps are so big, depending on which map you're in, because you know which one I'm talking about. It's a little small.
Well, you're playing Warzone.
Yeah. Well, it's just Warzone. So I mean, if you hide inside of a building, you're probably going to end up holding with a shotgun and just destroying anybody who walks inside of that door. So make sure you check the buildings before you run inside of them. There you go.
Yeah, or you might get hit with the old
skip it up and down.
What?
Great use to use that one. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Great stuff.
I think our Twitch is working back up because Yorkie's starting to comment and chat with us.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yorkie also wants us to add him and get destroyed because he finally got an Xbox.
Hey, good job, Yorkie. Which one did you get? You can just leave that in the comments, and we're not gonna say your name, your Xbox name out loud, so everybody can just hop on and DDoS you. So
well, he's already put it on the Twitter sphere. So
you didn't you?
I think he kind of beat us to it.
Well, we're not gonna help in the fueling that flame. So,
but he also did mention that. That was a good point, Yorkie. You know how we talk about Jim Cantor, how I was bringing him up, and you're pretty much effed if he goes to your town.
Yeah.
Well, Reed Timmer for AccuWeather is another one that is like, if he shows up, yeah, you need to get the hell out. This morning, he's actually still in Pine Island, Florida, which you might know about because you.
I know.
So
yeah,
he's camping out in Pine Island while Cantor is in. Let's see.
I gotta get into that line of work, honestly, because I mean, if it pays good, I don't care.
And an MSNBC guy tried to be a Cantor. I'll show you guys the video on this one. He was fighting in weather conditions. He had a batting helmet on.
He had a batting helmet?
He wasn't ready.
He had a baseball helmet on.
Wasn't ready.
He was holding on to a post and just held it on for dear life. And he's like, after about 30 seconds, I can't do it. Camera actually pans out a little bit, and there's Cantor sitting right there doing a live hit as well.
Oh my god!
We gotta talk about that when we get back from the break. That's what I'm gonna say. You guys don't touch the dial. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is "We show up." Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop, but if you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have the state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So if you happen to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
And welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I am your host, the Bandi Man, Bailey Lowry, joined once again, as always, by Captain Cool John Abraham on my right.
Yo,
coming in hot.
And keeping us on the air behind the glass, our always reliable producer, Smokey Mike Honcho.
Butt chugging.
So is it fair to say that Cantor is not human?
Cantore
is not human. This man's from he's a different universe. He's got magnets on his feet. He just stands and he stays his ground. He is a true master at what he does. I will say it's hilarious to see.
Well, just like I said before the commercial, those two come to your town, you need to go.
You got to get the hell out of Dodge.
But thoughts and prayers for the people of Florida down there, and trying to get through this wind or this storm right here as Ian is going all the way up the peninsula. And yeah, we'll be seeing Sunday how much of the damage goes on. And granted, it will affect some sporting events, as it already does with South Carolina State going to tomorrow night. Florida and Eastern Washington going to Sunday in the world of college football. We still don't know what the hell Florida State and Wake Forest are going to do in Tallahassee. And if they do, I mean, what the hell?
Hold down the fort, brother.
Jim Cantor will be going to Tallahassee if that happens.
He'll be in the middle of the stadium. Yeah, we're live here. Just on.
And last but not least, Bucks and Chiefs. But yeah, Bucks and Chiefs, a rematch from the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Or no, it was from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was Rams and Bengals this past time. But yeah, they're playing in Tampa Bay on Sunday, but it could end up moving as the NFL has announced that Minneapolis will be the host city for this game if they're not able to play in Tampa Bay on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which the main thing they're looking at is power.
So not the ball getting taken away every time they throw the ball up in the air?
No, they're trying to make sure that the lights turn on.
Okay. I didn't know if the stadium was going to get flooded or not, anything like the Tennessee Titans a few years ago.
Oh.
A few years ago, as in 2010, so that was a long time ago.
That it was.
Weather. What the heck's going on
What
in
is?
the back?
Scuba Steve's having a hell of a time with that filing cabinet right back
Hey,
there.
is he going in the filing? I think you just like put him there. He's coming in. He's coming in.
Oh my goodness.
I was wondering where this thing was at today. It's usually here on Wednesday.
If you check us out on twitch.tv/WZZNTV or YouTube, you can search 97.7 the ESPN The Zone on the search tab, and it'll take you directly to WZZNTV. You can see exactly what goes on during these certain particular times, as now we have a pop-up.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun over here. Now the lighting kind of changed up a little bit. I liked the cozy open vibe that was going on.
It
But
hid that photographer thing that you brought in here.
I brought it in for a reason. I'm going to need to take it out, by the way. Yeah, you guys haven't used it. I need to do it for some business, personal business.
Personal business or pinky gang business?
No, we're talking about professional headshots, guys. Come on now.
Professional headshots.
I'm not just a goober. I'm not just a goober that does YouTubes. By the way, I do YouTubes. Go subscribe to the Pinky Out Gang on the YouTubes right now. Go.
Do it.
Anyway, that's the end of hour number one. Hour number two is going to start with one Mr. RJ White of Sportsline, as we'll be talking NFL lines coming up this weekend. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? Two Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now, because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
This hour of The Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for The Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
Hour number 2 is live and in living color right here on the Blitz Sports Radio with the Afternoon Blitz. I am your host of the, well, I would say host with the most, but not really. I am El Smokey, followed alongside with Captain Cool and the Bandi Man right here, taking you guys all the way up to 4 bells. 256-576-4977 is the phone number to get into the program.
Do
it. On Twitter, I'm at Rose Scholar. Bandi is at BLarry2016, and Captain Cool is at CPTCool420. Now, on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, we got a guy that does a fantastic job with Sportsline. And just to put this out here, Sportsline, I do have my membership. I enjoy diving into all the details and all the little nuggets that go on here. But as I look at these hottest NFL experts right now on there, I see 5, 4, 3, and 2. The most that anybody's ever picked is 10 total games for the first 2 seasons. The one sitting at number 1 is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, and he has picked 28 games. With a record of 19-8-1, you would have won $1,000 so far this year if you did a standard $100 bet per pick that he had. I believe that's how they go, but he's going to correct me if I'm wrong on this one. He has won Mr. R.J. White. R.J., afternoon, sir. How are you?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
I can't complain at all. And I just got to say, first and foremost, what a hell of a weekend that you had, finishing off with that Dallas cover right there as they defeated the New York Football Giants. And right now, that's exactly how you guys do it as Sportsline for the over-under on the money, is basically a standard $100 bet per pick, right?
Correct. We you can adjust it for whatever your unit size is, but we basically say that $100 is the basic unit size for adjusting for how we're doing money-wise when you translate the accuracy of the picks.
Now, real quick, let's start out with what you've got going on with your power play or your power picks and what the ratings have for the NFL this particular week, which tomorrow night, it's Thursday night game, Dolphins and Bengals. You've got I feel like we're talking Dolphins each and every time when these power rankings come up, and I don't know if it's Vegas. Well, actually, I probably think it's more so Vegas because you've been on the right side of all these Miami Dolphin games as they have continued, and you've got the line set at the Bengals being a half-point favorite according to your power rankings, but the value right here is Cincinnati minus the 4, or not the value, the actual spread that Vegas put out has put a Cincy as a 4-point favorite. Is this basically because of the health of Tua Tagovailoa, or is Vegas still not catching up on the Miami Dolphins?
I think it's got to be. It opened a lot lower, and as it looks like he's more questionable than probable, the line's kind of creeped up a little bit. So I think people are fading the Dolphins based on his health. They also probably don't think the Dolphins are as good as I do. Their statistics weren't great in that game against Buffalo. They probably should have lost that game just in the box score. But I think there's a lot of upside with this team in their passing game with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I actually have Cincinnati a decent bit higher than a lot of people, too. I still have them as 3 points higher than an average team, despite what we've seen with the offensive line issues with them so far. And that still, as you said, makes Miami only a half-point underdog in my line. So I actually would be more interested in taking Miami if Bridgewater is the quarterback, because then we know that would adjust the line up more, and people would be trying to get the Bengals 6.5, 7. And I don't think there's that much of a drop-off. I think he's a steady veteran that's not going to turn the ball over a lot, and the rest of the Miami team will come to play, and they'll cover that higher number a lot easier than they would for where it is right now if Tua is limited.
Yeah, I know when Smokey introduced you, he brought up your total picks right and wrong for this season, but kind of how did you end up doing last week though in week 3? Like, kind of recap how you performed.
Yeah, against the spread, I was 6-1-1. I had pushed on the Texans game. We got it at +3. It was 2.5 a lot of the week, but we put it in at +3, so that ended up being a push. And then most of the other ones hit. I had one other loss that I can't think of right now. Let me just scroll through here. And then that's just the against the spread picks. I missed the Vegas Tennessee over/under by a half point. It's always frustrating when you miss those over/unders by a half point. But against the spread, the only thing I missed was that game. I pushed that one, and then the Green Bay Tampa game. I was on Tampa -2 very early in the week before we knew how bad the injuries were for them.
And I see on this first, you talked a lot about the Chargers and how they kind of did a little bit of a nosedive. Okay, they had a really, really embarrassing game against the Jaguars. I want to know exactly what you think is going on with the Chargers, and how have they dropped from grace from that Chiefs game they did pretty great in.
It's just a lot of health issues. It's week after week. The Herbert injury is the one that takes all the headlines because he's the quarterback. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. But they're just losing guys every single game. Rashawn Slater as the left tackle, he's one of the best left tackles in the league. His replacement, Storm Norton, is a very, very poor replacement level tackle. So they're going to have to figure out something with that offense. They can't just leave that guy on an island and let pass rushers tee off on Herbert over there. And you combine that with the Lindsley injury inside, so there's a lot of questions about that offensive line right now, which was supposed to be a solid strength of the team. So even if they do get Keenan Allen back, I don't know how they can be explosive downfield if they're worried about protecting Herbert, each down. And then you look on the other side of the ball, they're getting injuries every week on that side of the ball too. Joey Bosa just placed on IR with his injury. They're going to miss him for at least 4 games. That neuters the pass rush a lot. So that forces the secondary to perform better when you can't get to the quarterback as well as you normally would. And then you still got injuries in that area too, with J.C. Jackson missing games as well. So it's just a lot of injuries. It seems every time we turn around, another star player for the Chargers get injured. So really like this team coming into the season, very high on their roster, talent all over the roster. It seems all that talent is getting hurt right now and missing significant time. So I don't think we can rate them as a high team anymore. I actually moved them all the way down to an average team right now at 0. And I feel like their performance is probably going to lag from here on out, and you might have to adjust them down until they reach a new base level or they start getting guys back.
RJ White, Sportsline on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us. Also CBS Sports Managing Editor for the Fantasy and the Betting, if I remember correctly. If I got the title wrong, please correct me, RJ. But as we go to the next one, next game that you've got in your power rankings, we've got Chiefs and Bucks. But the thing with Chiefs and Bucks is, as we've been discussing for part of the day today so far, because of Hurricane Ian affecting the sports world in the state of Florida, still no idea what Florida State's doing or anything like that. But we know that Florida has moved their game to Sunday. South Carolina has moved their game to tomorrow night. But Chiefs and Bucks just got announced that if they have to move the game from Tampa Bay this weekend, they're going to be moving it up to Minneapolis. Obviously, it's going to be a short time frame that they're going to have to short turnaround that they're going to have to try and figure out. And with this being a Bucks home game, it's going to be real weird at trying to figure out how to do this. Is this just a line to stay absolutely the heck away from if they have to move this from Tampa Bay up to Minneapolis?
Well, the interesting is I thought, you take the hurricane situation out of the equation. I thought the line was way off. I thought that if you put these two teams on a neutral field, Kansas City should be favored by 2.5, which is what the line was early in the week. So, you throw in Tampa Bay's home field advantage, which is one of the better ones in the league, and there's a lot of value on the Tampa side. But you can't really play them now, as you're talking about, because you just don't know where that game's going to be played, what the situation is going to be in play for each of these teams. Is Tampa going to have to leave their family behind? Everybody's obviously sheltering in place right now and doing what they need to do, and then get on a plane and go play football. You can't have 100% focus in those situations. So we'll have to see what happens. with where they play the game, how things look in the coming days. But if it does look like it's going to be played in Tampa, I'm going to be more apt to play the Tampa side. The interesting thing is, even with the uncertainty of where it's going to be played in Tampa Bay, possibly losing their home field advantage, the line's been coming toward Tampa. People agree that it was inflated on the Kansas City side. So it went from 2.5. Now I'm seeing it down at 1. So it seems everybody wants to be on the Tampa side, regardless of these external factors that are in play.
Now, kind of going through the list real quick of the rest of the games, I wanted to kind of put a little note on the Packers versus the Patriots. I mean, list them as the Packers minus 11, but do you see your opinion on this game changing either favorably or unfavorably for the Packers if Mac Jones is able to play in that game, or do you see it kind of staying around this line?
Right, so we put this number together based on the fact that he would miss the game, just expecting the injury that he sustained was going to at least cost him one game, probably even multiple games. The fact that he could play in this game, it makes it you think that probably should adjust it down a little bit. But if he does play, he's definitely not going to be 100%. So you're not going to get the full range of his ability, and I don't know how he reaches his ceiling in that game. So you might adjust it down a little bit. If I have it 11 now, I may move it down to 10, 9.5, 9, which is where it's sitting right now. It's at 9.5. And then if he gets ruled in and the line comes back down, the look ahead was 6, comes back around 6, I think there's going to be a lot of value on the Green Bay side in that case.
And I finally see a little bit of Cleveland going down. They are now an average team, sitting with a 0. That is big news for me. And I want to say, what did you see in that Steelers game that really changed your opinion to kind of lower them down, or I guess raise them up on the power rankings? And also, with Myles Garrett being questionable for this weekend, how does that number change?
Yeah, if we lose Myles Garrett, these numbers were put together before the Garrett incident. That would be a big loss. But with those defensive players, even the star ones, you're not moving it more than a half point anyway, so it's not going to be a huge adjustment. The real thing that changed it for me is Jacoby Brissett. We thought the book was out on Jacoby Brissett. We knew what kind of quarterback he was. But he's coming into these games, and I know the matchups are pretty advantageous, but he's looking authoritative with his throws. He's pushing the ball downfield. He really looks like a starting quarterback in this league, which is something I never thought I'd say about him, even though he's been a fill-in starter in the past. He just has always looked replacement level and like a backup that's forced into starting. Now he looks like a starter. I'm not saying that they're going to go with him over Deshaun Watson or anything, but he definitely looks like a top 32 quarterback to me. So that was the reason I moved them down so much, is that I thought they had one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league to start the season. But when you factor in that if he's going to be able to make those throws, connect with Amari Cooper and David Njoku on a consistent basis, then they're got to be at least an average team. When you throw in one of the best running games in the league, a great offensive line, a very good defense when everyone's healthy, the quarterback was really just a missing piece. So if he's going to play average, you have to put him at least average. And then if he continues to kind of play above that, you start moving him up at that point.
RJ White, Sportsline on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us. And RJ, this is the first week that we got this season of the London games. And it's Vikings and Saints. Jameis is going to probably play Sunday with 4 fractured vertebrae, which dude's tough as nails, but he's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Let's just put it that way. If all you got to do is just hear him on a microphone from time to time. But how do London games factor with you in your power rankings because of the way the travel is and the hoopla that it is compared to a regular season game here in the States?
Yeah, so obviously you're factoring out the home field advantage because neither team is at home, even though one will be listed as the home team. So it's a neutral game. You're not having your local fans in the stands. It's all the fans that show up at those games. I'm sure you've seen them. They wear jerseys from all over the place. They're just NFL fans. They're wanting to watch NFL football. So you don't really have a crowd advantage for either team. But typically, maybe if you get a super popular team there has worldwide popularity against a team, one of the lower teams, then maybe you get the crowd in their favor. But in general, you're just basically looking to cap the neutral line. So if I have the Vikings as 1.5 points above average, like I do, and the Saints is 1 point below average, then it's a 2.5 point line on a neutral, and then you don't even worry about the home field advantage. So I would have it at 2.5. Then you throw in the Jameis thing. I think it would be better if he sits, and they decide to just throw Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton is an experienced backup and a healthy backup, and let Jameis get healthy for later in the season. So if they were to do that, I'd be more apt to play New Orleans. But At 3 where it is now, I'm still leaning New Orleans, even with Jameis's injuries, just because I don't think there's that much of a gap between these teams.
And looking at the rest of the games on this weekend's schedule, which one of these games is one that people are overlooking, and it's kind of just an underrated game that you'd let your friends at least keep an eye on?
Yeah, so you look at the 1 o'clock slate because people are really it's easy to lose things in the 1 o'clock slate. And I'm really interested about this Dallas-Washington game. It was 3. It started at 3 minus 110. Dallas looked great on Monday night. So it's now moved up to 3.5 in a lot of places. I think it should keep moving up. I'm very concerned about Washington. Offensive line looks like a problem. Carson Wentz getting sacked 9 times. Defense looks like it could be a problem. And Dallas has a competent quarterback in place. Good running game. The offensive line for Dallas is actually on the rise. They had Jason Peters in for a few snaps at guard. They didn't allow any sacks of Cooper Rush in that game against the Giants. And the offensive line doesn't look like it's going to be one of the worst in the league, which is what the fear was when they had the Tyron Smith injury before the season. So really looking to see Dallas continue that rise of being, okay, if they win this game handily against Washington, that's now 3 in a row, and we have to really take them seriously as a playoff team when everybody kind of wrote them off after the Dak injury.
RJ White, Sportsline on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us. And final question for you, RJ, for this particular week is, we talk over-under. We don't really talk much over-under in our segments with you, so I wanted to bring a little bit of over-under because what I saw Sunday night was god-awful. And what I have seen this whole year so far with the Denver Broncos has been god-awful. And Nathaniel Hackett is somebody who looks like a deer in the headlights whenever he's on the sideline. And I just don't exactly see how Denver right here – I need like an over-under to be like 35 in order for me to even think about getting an over on a Denver game. What are your thoughts with looking at Denver, looking at over-unders, and how do you factor in teams like that who have a offense that is absolutely just not able to do anything?
Yeah, and then you pair that with a defense that's actually pretty good and has played pretty well throughout the first few weeks. So that's a clear team where you're looking to go under on their games. But I do caution about just putting that in your mind and saying, I'm just going to play them under every week, because at some point the market catches up and they start putting their lines so low. And the Denver offense is going to click at some point. Their numbers in the red zone are so bad, and so that teams just can't sustain that level of bad. So they're going to regress to the mean at some point. Even if they still aren't a good red zone team and putting up a ton of points, they're going to score more than they have so far. So it seems like the minute you start thinking, I'm just going to hit their under every time, that's when it starts to click with them and they're starting to score, 27, 30 points in a game. So I do think that's the way to shade them is the under if you're getting good numbers on it. But I wouldn't just say whatever the number is, I'm playing the under. It's hard to do that. I'm kind of at that point sometimes with Detroit because of how good the offenses look and the defense is so bad. So I try to play their overs. But even in that sense, like the Amon-Ra St. Brown injury with Detroit, I need to make sure he's healthy before I'm willing to jump on their over, because if he's not, then you're leaning on guys like Josh Reynolds and DJ Chark in the passing game. And I don't know if you get over the total in that sense. But those teams that have good offenses trending upward, and then bad defenses you look over, and those teams like Denver where they have really poor performing offenses but very good defenses, you're obviously going to look under.
RJ White, let the people know exactly how they can reach out to you on the socials and get your picks, because I am seeing these picks already for this upcoming week, and I feel like you're going to have a good week like you did last week, and so I'm going to be driving up to the state line to put a little bit of quiche in this one. So let the people know how they can get your stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me on social media on Twitter at RJWhite1, where I post the content when I put it up on Sportsline, and then you go sign up for Sportsline to get all my picks. You can follow me if you download the Sportsline app and you're a subscriber. You can get the notification for when I put a pick up, so you can go and get it at that number, so you're not worried about later in the week, not getting the same number I did. You get to know right away when I put a pick in. So those are the best ways to take advantage of us putting up picks. I have 5 picks live on there now. I'm going to put more up. I'm just waiting to see where injuries happen and where line moves happen. There's been a few line moves that I wish I would have gotten in front of. A little hesitant. I wanted to see how these injuries play out, but you'll see some more picks throughout the week. Obviously, I try to get 9, 10, at least 9 or 10 up every week.
RJ, much appreciate the time, sir, and we'll talk to you next week, and good luck on your picks this weekend.
Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, RJ.
RJ White, sportsline.com on
Love
the
it.
Neighbors Wealth
Love it.
Management Hotline. And I got to say, Captain Cool, you were the one I always assumed to be the gambler because of the way your old man was
Yeah.
or is and the way he is with the gambling. Like, I mean, I dabbled in for a time or two, but then I became his producer.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, bam.
Full on, yeah. No, for the longest time, I didn't even know that he was gambling. I thought he was just saying, like, yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he was allowed to gamble, but I was just like,
there. Me as a wee lad, my grandpa, he would go down to the pool hall and get them sheets.
Yeah.
Anybody that has lived in the country or anything like that knows all about them sheets right there.
I think it's pretty funny though. For the longest time I was out of the loop, but even now, I mean, I don't really like to gamble. Okay, I'm already gambling on the stonk side of things, but there's anything can really happen in football, and I like to be smart about my money and put it all on the Browns. Let's go.
Just as long as you don't put it into crypto, that's all that matters.
Yeah, don't do that.
Now look, Ethereum was doing really good, but we're not gonna get into any of that, dude.
No. But I will let you know off air of what picks he's got, and there's one that will satisfy you.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
But we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, it's gotten a little hot in here, so it's time to cool down. You're lifting to the afternoon blitz.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Look out in the street there. You know what you don't see? My car, because I had to sell it to pay the lawyer I hired when I got busted for drunk driving. You know what else you don't see? My girlfriend, who decided that a guy with no car and no license and no money was no fun. And hey, you know what else you don't see? You don't see me leaving for work in the morning, because I missed so much time with court and everything that I got fired.
drive sober, or get pulled over. Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your life.
Hello and welcome back to Wumbo Wednesday here in No Man's Land. You guys are listening to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandi Man and also the very, very, very reliable sometimes Smokey Mike Honcho. And if you guys,
Sometimes.
if you guys were trying to get in on the show in the last segment, there's a reason why you couldn't, okay? Because we had a guy on. That guy was RJ White. He's a great dude from Sports Talk. And yeah, he just does a great job in Sports Line. And we got all the ins and outs of the NFL now. So we're kind of just like, we know what's going to happen in the future because of him. But yeah, if you guys want to join this side of the show, call it 256-576-4977. And this hour is presented by Woody Anderson Ford. Yeah, I got that in. They just do so much over there. They got a beautiful little setup. And you know what? Once you walk inside of that little factory that they got going on, it looks like a Willy Wonka factory. It's so nice and just so perfect. I mean, it's what you got to expect. Everything they do there is just nice and perfect. It's just great. And
I got a question, though. Wumbo Wednesday.
Yeah, what's up?
So I'm looking at this. Are we spelling Wumbo with an A or an O at the first part?
Wumbo.
Wumbo.
You know, like in SpongeBob. You know?
Because, I'm looking at this Wumbo app.
What is the Wumbo app?
The Wumbo.
I'm scared.
It's create beautiful artwork by using the power of AI.
Oh, we should try that. Well, then now you start downloading that.
It also looks like it's an AI-powered lip sync app, too.
Wait, an AI-powered lip sync app?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I really actually have wanted to get one of those apps, but I just have never gotten to it, especially because my phone's running out of a lot of space. I don't know how. It doesn't show me all of what I can delete, so I'm kind of just stuck with what I got on my phone. But that
was the O, but the A, since you mentioned SpongeBob, yeah, the A, that's what I wanted to make
Wambo.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
You know what the problem is? What? You got it set to M for mini, when it should be set to W for Wumbo.
There you go. That's why today is a Wumbo Wednesday. Because you know what? Yesterday it was a Tuesday. Tuesdays are my least favorite days out of the week. Mondays, you come into the week, you're very inspired, you're very pumped. You're like, this is gonna be a good week. Tuesday, you're like, where'd all that energy go? And then Wednesday, you're like, dude, we're getting close to the weekend, guys, and we're having a great time doing it. And I am having the best of lives. So that's why I kind of just go down, go up, go down. If I'm ever upset on Tuesday, you guys know what to do. You're taking over the show. I'm just kidding. I'll still be the guy to lead us into the show, but you guys will have to pick up your energy a little bit more for me, so we can all equal out the energy levels that are on the Afternoon Blitz, because we love to stay very high up on the energy levels, okay? Especially Smokey Mike. But we got a lot to talk about when it comes to what's cool. We got some stuff by Ryan Reynolds and all that, and a little surprise guest that came on to his YouTube channel, a little thing, and we're going to talk about that.
I'm amazed we haven't talked any about that
I
since
know.
the first one.
Hey, but
that's the first segment.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys saved it for now, because it's actually really cool. It's probably the coolest thing that's coming out of this, except for I'm going to talk about a little bit of the Bengals uniforms and who they're going up against tomorrow night, because it's going to be a very, very cool game. And then the baseball story with the Mets and the Marlins, and yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it was pretty wacky, and I will get into that in a second. That's all coming up on What's Cool.
Oh, might be good to do that.
Yeah. Hot in here.
That's a spicy meatball.
So it's time to cool down with Captain Cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know what cool is?
Albino
You're looking at
Panther. I don't know. All right, going straight into it. Tomorrow night, the Bengals will be introducing the world to the only good Bengals jersey ever, the Albino Bengal. I gotta say, I really like the looks of this. I don't know if that's the actual name they're going with. It might just be like the snow bangle or whatever. I don't know. But the albino bangle, that goes well. That flows well, I feel like. But either way, the unis look really nice. And I'm loving the traditional box numbers. I'm glad they didn't just use their white jerseys that they got that are just like straight up just They look like their other ones, except for they're just white. They still got the round numbers. I hate those numbers, by the way. The Bengals did do a little bit better from their current or their past years. Okay, I have to admit they used to have even worse jerseys, and then before that they had even worse jerseys. They just always have had bad jerseys. But with this being a new jersey that they're going to be unveiling tomorrow, I am very excited because I might actually watch this game because these jerseys are appealing to the eyes, and they're white, and they're snowy. And they're like albino, so I mean it's pretty cool. I have to admit, but yeah, the Bengals are going to wear this drip with. They're not going to be wearing it with ease because
drip. He said.
I said the drip. That was jinx.
Oh, wait a minute.
But they won't wear it with ease because they have to go up against Tua Tagovailoa and the 3-0 Dolphins. Joe Burrow is getting a little rematch against Tua, and it's going to be great to see. But the Bengals could catch a break with the slightly injured Tua and his ankle and back problems. I thought it was a concussion. I guess it's not. I guess that's one way to dodge concussion protocol. But you know what? It's okay because we get to see Tua continuously playing, and hopefully his injuries don't go any deeper. I really hope that. But if Tua's fine, it should be a great game. If Tua's not fine, it's going to be very run-heavy for the Dolphins. And you know what? The Bengals have a pretty good run defense, okay? They're top 10 run defense. They hold people to, I think, an average of like 80-something yards per game when the run. And, yeah, it's going to be – it really just kind of equals out the game because before this, I'd say the Dolphins would probably just absolutely just destroy the Bengals. Maybe, the Bengals score a few touchdowns. That's about it. Dolphins just do what they do. I mean, they just beat the Bills. The Bills are freaking top-tier team. I said they were going to be the Super Bowl contenders. After that, I think the Dolphins are going to be Super Bowl contenders.
You are talking like your old man right now.
I got to admit.
You are seriously your inflection is exactly like him right now. It's scary.
It's getting close. Wait, the more I get comfortable behind this mic, okay, the more I will sound like the Tom.
Oh,
okay.
God. We're going to have the Tom Jr. right here.
Oh,
Lord.
Oh, my God. The Abraham verse.
Oh, no.
The Abraham verse.
If you look at, if you hear what R.J. White said in the previous segment when he was on,
yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater is really a good, capable quarterback that has taken teams to the playoffs.
For sure.
So it's not like they're having a major drop-off. It's more like where San Francisco's at, even though, oh, my God. I can't.
Look, nobody knew Jimmy G was going to go out of the back of the end zone, okay? That was just embarrassing. But continue on. Continue.
No one knew.
But the thing is that with San Francisco, all you got to do is just stop Debo.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Yeah. You stop Debo, and it's done. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan can't do anything if Debo is not involved with it. Mm. But with Miami, you've got Waddle. You've got Tyreek. You've got Mostert.
Yeah.
You've got weapons. Gesicki. Gesicki hasn't
great.
even been doing much.
Yeah.
And this could be a Gesicki game coming tomorrow night.
Yeah, a lot of dump-off passes to the tight end. I can see that happening.
So this is one of those where the talent drop-off from Tua to Bridgewater really isn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit slightly different play calling, but with what they've got with Waddle and Tyreek, it should be fine.
Yeah, just throw the ball up there. One of those guys will be out there. But I got to admit, I honestly, if Tua's not 100%, I would probably end up putting in Bridgewater after maybe the first two drives. If Tua's not looking like he's a stable quarterback because of his injuries and stuff like that, put Bridgewater in. I personally think he is a little bit better than Jimmy G at least, and I don't think he's going to go out of the back of the end zone. He's also a mobile quarterback that will open up the game a lot. He will change the game a lot. Tua runs the ball a little bit, but he likes to stay behind the pocket, and he likes to throw the ball to his wide receivers, whereas with Bridgewater in, it'll add a whole nother level to the game, and I don't know how the Bengals will have to deal with that because they may be good against the run, but they're not good against the untraditional running, okay? If they're going up against Lamar Jackson, it's going to be a rough time, okay? But
can't wait.
Yeah, it's to be seen. No, it's to be seen, okay? Because we'll see tomorrow. Whoever gowns that jersey, the starting quarterback position and stuff, it's all going to go down tomorrow, and we're going to get to look at those nice jerseys. Either way, the Bengals, I got to say, you guys are going to win because you got those jerseys. But if they don't win, the Dolphins are probably going to it's going to be a close one. Either way, it's going to be a close one, okay? But moving on, because I wanted to get into this story because it is extremely interesting.
Before you do,
I won't. Okay,
I got Shefty, Adam Schefter putting out injury reports. So I'll give updated injury reports for today before we swing out.
Okay.
Tua was a limited practice participant today, as well as Jalen Waddle was a limited practice participant. But they were just walkthrough practices, so it's not like it was like any type of hard physical labor.
They didn't need to be there.
But they are still listed as questionable. But with them being limited the last 2 days and after not participating in Monday's practice, then it looks like it could be good to go for Tua and Jalen Waddle.
Okay, well, good stuff. Good stuff. I hope he's 100%, so it could be a pretty solid game by the Dolphins. I want an equal matchup. Okay, I want everybody to be healthy. But that's not happening because it's week 4 and people are falling like flies, okay? But like I said, moving on to baseball news. When was the last time I brought up any of that? I don't do that often. But last night with the Mets and the Marlins game, got a little bit interesting, okay? Richard Blair was being called. He got called for 3 balks during one batter.
During one batter?
During one batter, okay? This story's going to be fun to talk about, so let's get into it. Okay, Jeff McNeil got on base earlier in the inning. Mets slugger Pete Alonso was on the plate. Richard Blair was ready to throw some nasty pitches, ready to get out of this inning, okay? He threw a ball, and it was called a balk, okay? Very confused, okay? He was very confused. Everybody was confused. It was just a balk, which is it's rare, okay? It's rare. The balk was called by first base ump John Tampain. I don't know. He's an ump. I don't get paid to talk about this guy. Okay, but still, John Tampain called a balk. Everybody was a little confused. Going on. Pretty normal. Pretty rare. It's whatever. It still happens, okay? Jeff McNeil heads to. What is it? Looking at what I'm saying. I was confused. Okay.
He's
Yeah. Sorry. Like I said, Jeff McNeil. Okay, he was on first base before he goes to second. That's just how a balk works. Okay, it goes on, continues. Okay. Now on to the next pitch. We hear that's a balk. We hear a yell. You hear the yell, and it's hilarious. And now Blair is just absolutely pissed. Okay, he's like, "What the heck's going on?" McNeil takes yet another base, while the Marlins manager Don Mattingly comes out to talk down the situation. He wants to calm everything down. Okay, 2 balks in a row. First off, that's extremely rare. Now it is. Okay, now we're talking. One's rare enough. I don't see those often. Two. It's a little rare, okay? A few pitches later, and guess what happens? On the same batter, another one. This time, Mattingly comes out and he's just as pissed as the pitcher, and came out of the dugout yelling. He was just furious. He was like, "What's going on?" He gets ejected. Get out of here. You can't do that. You can't yell at the ump. Even though 3 balks during one batter, it's a little ridiculous. I'd probably get a little upsetting. And let me tell you, the second balk didn't look like anything. The third balk didn't look like anything. I don't even know what this guy's seeing. Okay.
I'm trying to look at it. It looks like he's calling it because he's just holding it. It seems like a lot longer than usual behind his back when he throws.
Well, I mean, if you ever watch Blair play, I mean, his windup is a little longer than usual, but it's not that much longer. It's still the normal pitch.
I mean, I don't see anything as intentionally deceitful.
Yeah, I know, and that's like the whole point of a balk is to maybe catch the guys off guard. But no, I didn't see it. But yeah, ejected. Mattingly gone. He's done. Okay, and then it moves on. Blair gets out of the inning without freaking getting kicked out of the game. By the way, he's never had a balk in his career. Now he has 3 to the belt. He's been playing this baseball game, I don't know, the MLB for 7 years now. So no balks. Now he's got 3. One day. Just that's how bad it is. I don't know. The ump might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But yeah. After the inning, Blair finally gets a little pissed off and starts talking to the ump himself. He gets kicked out of the game.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's absolutely mad. The last time there were 3 balks in one inning dates back to 1998. Or 1988, sorry. That's a pretty big difference. It's a decade. Oh, jeez. Jim Gott on the Pirates We got someone on the lines. Let him in.
Yep, we got Brandon on line 1.
Thank you,
Brandon. Afternoon, sir. How are you?
Man, I just got out of one of the worst meetings of my life where I talked to people like they'd never been talked to before. So I'll probably never get to go back to that meeting again. But it was so satisfying.
Good stuff.
People that have never been told that they're stupid don't know how to take it when you tell them that they are stupid.
Very true.
We were just talking about some stupid people actually in the baseball world, but continue on with
Well, there's
with
some
the
stupid
call.
people in Fort Myers, Florida, too.
Hey.
Not
Yeah.
you. Not
If there's
you.
a Category 4 storm, leave. Get out.
Hey, unless
Just
you're
get in the car and drive.
Unless you're Jim Cantore, man.
Oh yeah, you gotta stay around for that money.
Yeah, that Galveston Island he did when that Hurricane Katrina hit, that was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. He said, if you stay here, you face certain annihilation.
Yeah, and you always have
That's
that.
the only 2 words I need to hear.
And you always have that one guy in the streets waving the American flag, just running through it in every single storm.
Yeah.
Yep, we got Florida man again doing it this time.
You got to get that moral support.
Well,
what do you got for us,
myself
Brandon?
and my coworker Michael Carter are riding today.
Okay.
He still listens, but he doesn't call or do anything. He doesn't have any social media anymore because his wife took it away from him because he misbehaved so bad. But we were talking about you guys.
Hey.
Y'all think I'm bad? I got nothing on this dude. Nothing. He redefines like joint Facebook account and stuff. There's reasons for that stuff.
Oh, jeez.
I'll just put it like that.
Oh, boy.
But we're talking about y'all's show, and he says he plays a lot of video games.
Nice.
And he says, man, I like their show. He said, do they get a lot of promotion? And I looked at him and I said, you know what I would do if it was me? I said, the one game that every Alabama fan that would crawl across broken glass that's on fire would be the A&M game. I said, I would have them set up outside Ramajamas with a game zone out there with a big old huge banner with a cube on it that would automatically download the Blitz app when you scanned it with your phone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I said, and every single sorority girl would know who we are because we'd be down there Friday night at the Quad and we'd have sorority trivia.
Sorority trivia? That's not a bad idea, actually.
Let's get the Twitch going, and we can go out there for a little bit of a live stream.
Yes.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Flyers.
How
can you not?
You're the
go
promotional
have
guy,
a good
Captain
showing
Cool.
when sorority girls know you.
I'll get on that. I'll actually talk to the big dog and see if I can get down there for a little bit of a remote on location at the Texas A&M game. That'd be great. I wouldn't
think
mind.
if Smokey might gets too close, he might turn to stone. I'm not sure.
I ain't going.
You ain't go.
You ain't gonna catch him. He's
I
a Tennessee
have to
fan.
be here.
Yeah, he does have to be here. He's got responsibilities.
Here's the thing: is that I have to be here to make sure that you two stay on the air.
true.
Because if I'm gone, what happens?
I feel like you wouldn't go anyway because it's Brian Denny.
I've been to Bryant Denny before.
Tennessee?
No sweat off my back.
Tennessee
on
versus Alabama?
that. No.
Oh.
No.
Just to go?
Just let's see, what was it?
You won't catch me at any rivals.
My mother,
stadium.
my
okay.
mother, the Bama alum, wanted me to see Alabama when I was 16.
Yeah, makes
just
sense.
to be like, yeah, come here. Nope.
Brandon, you still there?
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm still here listening to y'all guys.
You just listen to us.
I just thought it would be great if y'all had some kind of a game zone because that's a lot of what y'all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Bandi
don't know if
keeps
is there Madden 2022?
I know a guy that's got Madden 20.
Yeah, we could get a
I
guy
know-
down there.
23.
I know a guy who's got the newest Madden. All I got to do is just talk to him and be like, yeah, can we get your PS5 for a weekend? And I don't think he would let me do it, though. He'd kill me.
That thing would not come back with us. Some kid would steal it from
Joe would
Alabama.
destroy us.
100%.
He would. I'd give him the Xbox, though. Maybe he'd prefer that.
No, Joe would kill you.
Damn it. Well, either way. But, Brandon, thank you for the call. Thank you for the idea. If you got something else, just spew it real quick before we let you go.
Well, I was just going to say, if that works out, there's no telling how many more Twitter followers that Abraham Jr. will have here, and it could be good for the personal life, just saying.
It is true, okay? I just started that Twitter, okay? At SEC Media Days, while I was doing the live show, I was literally like, They were telling me, why don't you have a Twitter? Why don't you have a Twitter? You need one in this industry. I'm like, I don't want a Twitter. And
You get peer pressured into getting a Twitter account. Now it's time for me to peer pressure the both of yous to watch Grandma's Boy.
All right. We'll do that. Thanks, Brandon. Make sure you call back another day. We'll try to get that set up for you.
All right, guys, y'all have a good day.
Keep on nagging old Captain Cool with that one. Just like people were nagging this certain particular reporter from NBC2 down in Fort Myers who had a condom on her microphone today.
She's using that for the wrong reason.
No, she's using it for the right reason.
Well, I mean, okay, wait, was it covering up the muff on the front or what?
It was covering up the whole top of the microphone.
Wouldn't that cover up the one that stopped the audio from getting through? It wouldn't? Well, I guess they're not that protective.
But you know,
anyway.
Same thing as a pop filter.
But you know what it does? It protects the mic.
From the water, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But at the same time, I didn't know that that voice could go through a condom. That means it's just not as protective as I thought.
And she got criticized for that?
Oh, people have been asking because they're like, is that a condom on a microphone?
I wonder if it was a lubed up one. I was like, you gotta make sure you're getting the right condom for your microphone, okay? You can't just get like any Trojan with lube all over it. You get to mess up the equipment. Come on now.
It doesn't help that this particular reporter down at Fort Myers is attractive.
I mean, honestly, that's just smart.
I'll have to look into that. But
that's like one of those life hacks. Like you never think of it until you need it, kind of things.
But it is time.
Finally,
let's talk.
Finally, let's talk about it. Okay, Deadpool 3. We got a little bit of information on it, okay? Ryan Reynolds doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's just sitting in his house trying to learn things for this new movie because he wants to make it the best one because it is the first time the MCU is bringing Deadpool into the universe. So what's he do for us? He doesn't give us too much information except for looks like he's living with a friend, a guy that I know, a guy that Bandi knows, a guy that Smokey knows, a guy with a lot of facial hair, and a guy that's also sang in some musicals. Do you guys want to announce it? It's not that big of a secret.
Wolverine?
It's Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Wolverine's coming back. He's going to be back. He never dies, okay? So this makes perfect sense. And if you haven't watched Wolverine or Logan, whatever the movie's called,
he did say the last movie he would do as Wolverine was Logan.
Yeah, he said that. He said that. But at the same time, Wolverine doesn't die, okay? And you know what? He's the perfect guy for the Wolverine role. And Deadpool. Yeah.
I figure we do this as background.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
But yes, Hugh Jackman's coming back. I'm excited for it. I didn't get to watch the video wherever there's an actual interview with both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't. But I did see the video wherever Hugh Jackman's walking upstairs. He's like, "Hey, you want to be Wolverine?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
He just walks upstairs.
He's like, "Hey, you want to play Wolverine one more time?"
Yeah. I'm excited for it. It's definitely one way to get people to the theaters to watch that movie.
Now, what I'm waiting for, in that little interview part of it did say too, they're like, it's like, wait. But Wolverine died in Logan. Spoilers, by the way, but it's an old movie.
I haven't even watched it, and I don't even care.
You know what? There's something called the multiverse, man.
Yeah, but no, he's like, but they were like, how does Wolverine come back? And we're like, we're not touching it. Wolverine died in Logan. That's staying there. Like, that happened. I think they're saying this takes place before Logan.
Oh.
I don't care if it takes place wherever. I mean, this is Captain Deadpool.
Logan do be in the future though. It's an old looking Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, and I mean we've got multiverse, so there's so much that could be done that could actually
If they were gonna do the multiverse with this, that would be a perfect opportunity to change the actor up. But thankfully they're not gonna have to do that because what the hell is this song? Is this from the second Deadpool?
This is from the first one.
Okay.
Captain Deadpool, man.
It's a bop.
I completely forgot about this.
I guess it's a bop.
You know, he's a sexy mother.
Yeah. Wait, does it say that in the song in the background?
We're streaming. We're good.
Yeah, okay, we're good. As long as we don't say it. All right, we're going to take a little break here. But when we come back, we're going to finish off with the DF3 with the Smokey mic and maybe talk a little bit more about this Deadpool movie. I don't know. You guys are listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
The Red Cross responds to nearly 66,000 disasters every year, most of them house fires. Red Cross President and CEO Gail McGovern says you need to develop an evacuation plan and practice it, especially with your children. It takes just 2 minutes for a home to be engulfed in flames.
Practice those drills. We all think our kids know what to do. They don't. We need to teach them. We have started a large campaign where we're going into vulnerable communities and helping install smoke alarms. Already 92 lives were saved, and 4 of those lives were saved by a 5-year-old girl who remembered what we taught them during these fire drills, and she got her family out. We also have a slew of free apps that people can download onto their smartphones. It's what to do in every kind of disaster you can imagine, how to prepare and how to recover.
To help support all the Red Cross does and to make a financial donation, go to redcross.org. That's redcross.org.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
And welcome back into the final segment of the Afternoon Blitz today, here on a Wombo Wednesday, as the captain wants to put it. Smokey right here alongside Captain Cool and the Bandi Man. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Rose Scholar. Captain Cool is at CPT Cool 420. Bandy's at B Larry 2016.
Wombo.
The station is at the Blitz _sports. And also WZZN TV, twitch.tv/WZZN TV. YouTube.com. All you got to do is search 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And that'll take you to WZZN TV.
He's got on to us.
Yeah. You can't get anything past the smoke. Not even condoms.
No.
Oh, my gosh.
Apparently a lot of things can, though, like voice inflection. I didn't know.
Voice inflection?
Voice inflection.
Whatever.
Talk over condoms. Next time I see a condom, I'm going to start yelling at it and see if my voice can get through it. I don't know. It makes no sense.
If you do that, please record. Just so we could get the travels of Captain Cool. Oh God! If your girl is right there with you when you do that, oh my!
No.
You better have her face on that.
I do that stuff in my private time.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, you yell at condoms?
Private time,
Yeah.
he says.
Private time.
Wink, wink.
Just me and my big old pack of condoms. Just the condoms, though. I ain't doing anything. I'm just yelling at them. We're getting a little deep into this conversation. It's the end of the day, boys. Come on. All right, do the DF3.
We're getting real deep into this conversation, apparently, according to Captain Cool right here.
It's all protected, though. Take it easy. All right, Bader. Continue.
How the hell am I supposed to follow that? Damn it.
You're not gonna.
What the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen, the DF3.
Well, the DF3 the last few days have won you guys a little bit of quiche.
Nice.
Granted, I only put $1 on that tier play yesterday. It ended up returning $1.50. So it's not slapping you in the face like everybody's slapping Relika Andrews in the face over,
Scared me where you were going
over
with
on
that.
Twitter right now. Anyway, so tomorrow night's going to be NFL play. Thank God. Thank God for football.
I know.
Anyway, so we're going to do, again, another tier play in the MLB today. Where and I'm just going to go through all 6 of them. Still go with the judge. Because here's the thing with the judge. Is that, granted, Acuna had a fantastic night last night, and he loaded it up on points. One thing that has impressed me the most with Aaron Judge during this whole time he's been sitting at 60 is he's been patient. He's been getting the walks. Walks are points. Aaron Judge, granted, he had no hits yesterday. He had 4 walks. He gained points. He's going to be consistent with that. I'm going Francisco Lindor, Austin Riley, Bryce Harper, and NL East action all over the place. Because I got Schwarber, and then last but not least, Jose Abreu is where I'm going with tonight. But then tomorrow, we've got football. We've got Crawdad from Crawdad's Countdown to Kickoff, which you can listen to on the Blitz tonight at 7 o'clock.
Nice.
And then we're going to have him on at 3 tomorrow, talking about Army and their game coming up this weekend, as well as we're going to be previewing Bengals, Dolphins, and let you know what all is up with what's going on over the weekend.
Nice.
So for Captain Cool, for Bandi, I'm Smokey. We'll see you guys back in 22 hours.
Peace.
Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful